Banished from Earth, classic game room broadcasts from the intergalactic space arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room Mark III. This is my Sega Mark III, and the game in it is Zoom 909, which is like the Sega SG-1000 version of Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom. Is it good? Let's find out. It is extremely frustrating. Sega! Whenever you see the Sega logo, you gotta shout it out loud. It's Zoom 909 from 1985 for your Sega SG-1000 or Sega Mark III, which, as far as I can tell, is an alternate version of Sega's popular arcade game from 1982, Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom. Or maybe they just dropped Buck Rogers from the title in Japan, but it's definitely a different game than the other versions of Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom that I've played. In fact, I'm reviewing this back-to-back with the Atari computer version of Planet of Zoom. Watch them for differences. For starters, we begin in the trench battle scene from Star Wars instead of flying through checkpoints. And then progress to the next level, which has more of an open feel to it and reminds me a lot of Sega's own Space Harrier. With enemies flying straight at you in a pseudo 3D space, you blow them out of the space before they hit you, which is really difficult when you actually can't tell where they are in relation to your ship. So you may have noticed that for most of this review I've been avoiding enemies. And that's because it's really easy to think that you're going to shoot them, only to find out that you crash into them. Also, the challenge in Zoom 909 begins at level 3. Here's where I die quickly. Alright. Rotate! Accelerate! Invincible! The game literally throws you out of a 3D space straight into a top-down 2D space where you're moving at full speed with really touchy controls. Have fun. Your only hope is to gain control of your ship and quickly pick up that power-up which gives you temporary invincibility. It's harder than it looks. After 40 or 50 games, after searching the internet for clues and finding none, after exploding countless times and preparing to throw in the towel, I finally figured it out. On camera here. I've made it through the level! That's the first time I've ever made it through that level! I don't know what to do now, though. I'm gonna shoot the blinky thing, it's like pinball. The trick to getting through level 3 is not to change directions. Quickly gain control of your ship and head towards the nearest power-up that you see, collect it, and then go off at an angle. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna keep shooting this thing. Gently guiding your ship towards more invincibility power-ups. Yeah. If you lose your invincibility, you're screwed. Alright, that's the key to this game, just kind of fly at an angle. Fair. Fair. Screw you. It took all day to get there. Sega fanboy Mark. Happy. I really hope this is still recording. Because nobody will believe me otherwise. I made it through level 3. It's brutal because the whole game comes down to this one moment where you quickly regain control of your ship. One button fires, the other thrusts, and you rotate. We're talking about flying here. Instinctively, my first reaction was to slow down and try to shoot all of the enemies, but that just gets you killed faster. Quickly head towards a power-up, and then fly through the rest of the level as invincible as you can. And scoring big points gives you some bonus lives. After you make it past that pseudo-boss battle in level 4, the game repeats and gets faster. This again, I guess. Up. It's like the game just tosses you out of hyperspace, straight into an enemy. Alright, you've got to go invincible. But once you figure it out, it's possible to get through level 3 over and over again. But it's still not a great game. It's not a great game because it's like Galaxy Force 2, like a rough version of Galaxy Force 2 or Space Harrier. It's just not quite there yet. Combined with this brutal top-down shooter segment, which is the focus of the game, because it all comes down to that one moment, which is why avoiding all of the enemies prior to level 3 makes sense. You need all the extra lives you can get, so don't waste any before you get there, and you still need fuel, so pick up the blue power-ups when you see them. Zoom 909. Personally, I prefer Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom, but this is still a cool game and one that's quite interesting. And I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you to send to Mark and Suzanne from East Meadow, New York. Once again, thank you for sending Zoom 909 and unimaginable frustration with level 3. Woo! Which is followed by the cheerful music here in level 4. Good stuff. If you can take it. Oh, come on! I believe this version is also on the MSX. Watch my review of Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom for the Atari computer, which I'm releasing right after this one. And you'll see the differences between the versions. Sadly, neither of them has an actual shot of Buck Rogers, or more importantly, Aaron Gray circa 1979. I love the future. With sparkle green spandex space bodysuits. Oh yeah. I am master of Zoom 909! Took me all day to figure this game out. And now that I have, I still don't like it all that much, but at least I figured it out. Buck Rogers' Planet of Zoom is way better. I don't need fuel, I need power up! Oh, come on, invincibility thing. What? This game is brutal. Zoom 909. 909 reasons it'll kick your ass. Welcome to the club. It's the Lord Carnage Club, where I give thanks to these backers on Patreon. Starting with Jeff Cap Dauntless Breyer, Ohad Kane, Jack Stavros from Australia, Philip Michael Stiles of Ortona, Philip Straubenmuller of Vienna, Austria, Landon Ellerby, Justin Duran from Palm Desert, California, Steve Chucknick from New Jersey, Sean Zoltek, Rick DeBarros, Pimp Trex, Al Stiver, Chip Sankvale, Shadow Minion, for Lord Carnage, Busy Signal, Jason from Kamloops, British Columbia, Will, Zach Brenner, Sergio Matthias Hergert, Jim Moriarty, Rob from Palmerston North, New Zealand, Kishoruken, Soft Otaku. See you next time on Classic Game Room Mark III.